Hey, what's crack-a-lackin' YouTuber Luby? Today we're asking the question, is the x100s a good camera in 2022? Too long didn't watch. The main reason this would not be a good camera for you is if you like photographing people. If you like photographing people, you do not need to watch this video. You can stop this video right now and you can start saving money for an X100F or X100V. If you are like me and you are a stills photographer who goes pretty slowly, yeah, you're not going to have many complaints about this camera. The only complaints you could possibly have are that you are forced to use autofocus because manual focus on this camera is focused by wire. It's not a good alternative. And you do miss out on some of the newer Fuji bodies film simulations. Like this has everything up until classic chrome and not including classic chrome. Classic chrome being, of course, many people's favorite, and the new classic negative as well. However, a great way to shoot this camera is to stick it on Provia and to run those JPEGs through VSCO Cam, which is a filter app for the iPhone, but it's the best filter app for the iPhone, maybe on Android as well. So what you do is you just get the standard Provia, shoot it. As long as the JPEGs work, it's going to be really fun to find the right filter in VSCO Cam. All their filters are based on old film stocks, but they're not as subtle as Fujifilm's. I know that in 20 years we're all going to be like, oh my god, what was I thinking with all those film simulations? That's just wrong. And shaking our heads and laughing at ourselves. But, you know, there's not much we can do about that now, is there? You can't just look at reality how it is, right? So that is the download. This is my X100s. It's pretty knocked up, and that was mostly how I got it. It was like that when I got here. Of course, I did add some super glue to the manual focus ring, but that's okay, I don't use it. Accidentally. So, yeah, I mean, this is everything a modern Fuji body has, minus some bells and whistles, I guess. Like, if what matters to you is the photograph and you don't need a particular amount of speed, then you're going to be happy. It has a few basic film simulations, which I don't really think the ones on here are much better than Provia. Of course, you can still tweak them, but you can't tweak them as much as you can on the newer cameras. The customizability for JPEGs is much less. However, I think Provia standard is a great starting point, and then you can make further adjustments in your photo editing software. Full disclosure, I use Apple Photos. I'm not a professional photographer at all. I don't take that many photographs even, so I'm quite happy to put my photographs in Apple Photos and make any little tweaks that are needed. It's a pretty good place to move them from there to Instagram or whatever, because then Apple Photos syncs everything. That's pretty easy. You could use this camera to shoot RAW. I mean, if you're a RAW shooter, that's another reason this camera might work for you, because of course, I mean, if you're shooting RAW, then the film simulations don't matter. So, I mean, that's one less negative, I guess, against this camera. The Fujifilm sensors, if you're not pixel peeping or counting megapixels, they're all... Lots of people prefer the old... Yeah. Lots of people even prefer the look of the photos from the old sensors to the newer ones. And I'm not one of them, I can't tell the difference. You can crop more than the newer ones, I guess. So if you're a cropper, that may matter to you. My voice is going, so I'm going to wrap this up. If you do videos, just maybe look at an XT line or something like that. It's going to cost you a lot more, but the point of this camera is that it saves you a lot of money because it's old. But if it does what you need, then you're not losing out on anything, so you're going to be saving a lot of money on a lot of stuff that you don't need. The end.